Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. My name is Tyler, and I'm with Matt, the founder of ORATS. ORATS is an options analytics platform built on top of over 15 years of historical options data. And our dashboard is integrated with Tradier, meaning you can research and discover trades on our platform and then seamlessly send them through to your Tradier brokerage account. Today on the show, we'll take a closer look at our options backtester, which features millions of pre-canned backtests as well as custom backtesting tools. We'll also go over the trade from last week, which was a long call calendar on SPX. Matt, if you're ready, do you want to share your screen and get us started?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Tyler. All right. Yeah. So our first trade that I want to go over is our SPX trade. We're teasing out our journal here, so it has the historic trade. And the reason I'm doing that is because one leg expired, the other is about to expire. We got it for 170. Looks like it's going to go out worthless. So we finally have a losing trade, Tyler. And then the other trade that we had on, we're milking it. We rolled the put spread to another put spread that is way out of the money. So so it's kind of where we want it to be. So I'll pull up. If you click here, you can see the entire position that you have on all your legs. And so right now we're in the happy spot. We're in the green spot. So hopefully we'll manage that trade for a profit as time goes by on that one, Tyler.
Great.
All right. Yeah. So today, we've added a bunch of symbols to our backtester. So our backtester, of course, is in the dashboard product, and you can see the rest of the symbol or a lot of these symbols here. So now there are over 100 of them.
I should clarify on that. We've added more symbols to the pre-canned backtest. So our custom backtester can backtest thousands of symbols, and we have all the data for that.
Right. Yeah, we'll go look at the legacy backtester later, but yeah, in the pre-can, you're right. So now we're up to like 65 million backtests. So it adds a quick way in order to go and check out strategies and find the best deltas and days expirations, at least in the backtest. So that's really nice. I use that quite a bit. Also, I like the trade ideas. What the trade ideas do is it pulls out, like you may have noticed a ranking in that backtester. It pulls out the top ones and compares it to other compares it to all the other backtests out there, and ranks it. So these are the best of the best, so to speak. One of the things that I had my eye on today for a bullish trade is a short put spread in IWM. And so, if we look at that and we pull up the backtest results, we want to make sure that the profit, the orange profit line here, the blue is just the stock, and the orange is the profit line. Now this one only trades the entry trigger, so only trades when the stock price is above the 50-day and the slope percentage is low, which it is right now. The slope is the puts divided by the calls, or puts over the calls. And then for exiting this position, it exits at a 50% stop loss. The setup of the trade itself is 24 days to expiration. You're selling a 23 delta, buying a 4 delta. Now, so one of the things that we could do with this is we could then go and, if we wanted to add more entry triggers or do other things, we could go, view similar backtests. But one of the things I like to do is check out that legacy backtester. And the way you could set up this trade in the legacy backtester is when you scan for options, it shows you what your min and max days to expiration, your min and max deltas are, and then your if there's any what we call this a spread yield. So then with that data, I could then go over to the to the backtester, to the legacy backtester, and find this legacy backtester there's a lot more room for customization. As Tyler said earlier, you could do any look at any back test or for any symbol in this particular tool. So one of the things that I could do is then, look at the short put spread here. So this is a short put spread that I ran on our legacy because I wanted to see if you didn't exit and you didn't run this with the you didn't use the what was the 50-day moving average and the slope percentile, and it's still a pretty good annual return. So I just wanted to kind of do what I'd call kind of an out of sample test here, and see what the drawdowns look like. They're not too bad, and then get comfortable with this trade. So it does look good to me. So then I would go back to the backtester, to our trade ideas, and then look at what the if you click on it now, then we have the short put spread that we're looking to trade today. That's based on that backtest. Anything you want me to clarify or slow down or go back to on that, Tyler?
Yeah, I think that was a good overview of sort of the entire process, right? Sort of the end to end. But I'd like to go over just a little bit more specifics on each step and just to sort of clarify and go into more detail on each one, because it's a pretty powerful process that you're doing here.
Yeah, good point.
So in just this trade ideas, we're sort of doing a lot in just the trade ideas itself. We're taking back tests that we've already run, and then we're sorting them and ranking them. And then once we've ranked them, we then scan on each of those back tests. So that IWM short put spread that you're seeing there, that is already a back test that's scanned for options, and that is the resulting top options trade showing up there. So it kind of goes through a few steps automatically for you, right?
Yeah, it's the kind of the ultimate easy to use right out of the box. If you like to trade, you could go do it. And like you say, all this information over here is from the latest trade, including, I like to look at forecast edge. There's also probability of profit, reward to risk, right, the distribution edges and all that. So it's all right in front of you right here. So this is what I particularly like, about using this tool, Tyler.
Yeah, so I think would be fun, Matt, is if we sort of did this process step by step. What the trade ideas does, we can do it step by step and just show everybody kind of each step along the way. So it starts in the backtester tab, right? And we look at all of our symbols that we've ran, and we've added more to this. Like Matt said, we've added 50 more this last week. So it looks at all those symbols and all those strategies, and then it looks at the current environment, which is a set of entry triggers that match where that stock is currently. So we're looking at the moving average of the stock, the RSI, the IV percentile and the slope percentile, as well as the VIX.
Right, and you have to have either 0, 1, or 2 in any combination of these, and of the triggers that are live right now. So like the VIX right now is in a moderate state between 15 and 20. The simple moving average of the stock price is where there's a C, that's the current environment. It's above the 50 and it's above the 200. The RSI is moderate between 40 and 60. IV percentile is relatively high from a IV percentile state, and then as we mentioned, the slope percentile is low. So when you turn that on, you could turn it off, turn it on. When you turn that on, then you see that these are the ones. This is the actual back test that has then been taken from here and put in the trade ideas. But now this is where basically it comes from.
Right. So you have that back test, right? So each of these ones are back tests, but those are different from trades, obviously. You still have to scan for options on these back tests. So the way you would do that manually, if you're just looking through the backtesters, you'd click on the one you like. And you say we can just click on like one of those.
Yeah.
And then there's a button at the top that says scan for options. And if you click that, it takes you directly to the option scanner and fills in all of the data that the backtest used as entry criteria. So the strike width, the days to expiration, any sort of spread yield, entry triggers, and all that.
And also here at the bottom here in the results is that trade that we're considering right now.
Right, so exactly.
So the trade ideas goes and gets, not only does it go find all the back tests, but then it finds the best trade for each of the back tests. So it does, it's doing a lot of things here.
Right. Very powerful. Do you want to go over some of the differences between the custom backtester that we have available with the pre-can, so in the dashboard, and then versus the legacy?
Sure. So the custom backtester, you go in and you could set the days to expiration, strike deltas, and then this is the spread yield that we talked about earlier. So it's a lot faster. And so if you just have a basic backtest to go check, this is the one to do. But if you have more settings that you'd like to do, then you would go to the legacy backtester. And when I say more settings, is there anything else out of here that you want, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, if you click on different strategies there, the options start to increase. Like we have strike diff and DTE diff and stuff for like calendar trades and stuff like that. So yeah, you can set like, a calendar trade. You want to make sure that, the front leg is, however much, days difference than the back leg. And
like if you want to do a diagonal, you could set this differently.
Yeah, stuff like that. So that's very important settings. So we made sure to include those in the latest custom backtester. And one of the other benefits of this one is you get all the improved sort of backtest details. We have that very detailed trade log that you can see for each backtest, the performance metrics, the graph of returns, and then the monthly returns as well.
Right.
So you can see all those very in that nice display right there.
Yeah. So like the performance metrics, this isn't that one. The other one's running still, but just for point of reference, you can see the monthly returns and how it's done in various years. Like often I like to see how a trade is done in 2018, because it's tough to find a good producing trade that works well in other years and still works in 2018. This is EE and EEM short put spread. It does not. And then you could jump to, all these different months and you could see all the trades. So you could see why it made money or lost money at certain times. There's even a way to go to the trade history and see the minute by minute mark of this particular trade. So, like you said, there's a lot more information in the customized backtest. You can't do those things, but the backtest itself, you can download some of these inputs and you could see all the trades, not in as much detail, and it's not quite as easy, but the legacy backtester, like we talked about before, has a lot more, bells and whistles in it. So if I wanted to edit this and I wanted to have, entry indicator triggers, there's hundreds here. And you can make ratios. So there's, an almost infinite amount of entry triggers and exit triggers. And we could test, various, right now, I believe that we test like 25% exit, 50% exit, and 75% exit. In this case, we're picking the 50% exit, but you could test other exits like 60% or whatever in the exit case here. So it gives you a lot. You could hold it a certain number of days. You could exit it based on the spread price. Like if it goes down to 5 cents, you could get out of it. And there are also those indicator triggers as well, if the moving average changes or something like that. So there's a lot in the legacy backtester. It's a little bit more difficult because there's so many more inputs, but you you could recreate a lot of the strategies that you want to see in the legacy. And then, of course, a good place to start is in just the regular backtester, because you could see so many pre-run, and then zero in on a type of strategy that you might like. So this is what we've attempted to provide people with is not only a very good and easy and fast way to get into and check out certain strategies with certain symbols, but then to change those slightly and see if they still work, compare them to others, compare them to other symbols. And then if you do want to do some extra fancy stuff, you could go to the legacy backtester and do that there. So it's a very complete tool for backtesting, for finding good strategies, and going in and setting them up, scanning on them, implementing them. And then why don't we do that now? Why don't we go look at that trade now? Yeah, so it's still here. Yeah, I believe it was this one that we picked. No, it's 173 now. So now what we could do is we can then add that alert. So we'll give them 1 more cent. So the theoretical value, and this is really important to look at too, is 174. So we're giving up essentially 2 cents off of the Theo. We're giving up 1 cent off of mid. So that we'll force that this is in the paper trader, but we'll also add an alert, and that alert, it's a loss. So you have to make it negative and below that. And then I like to put, paper, and then the T hub, which is Tradier hub, when we did it. Now the market just changed, so we're going to have to give up a little bit more. Let's get this trade done before we have to do it for even a lower amount. So this will send us an email, give us a text, however you set it up, when you want to, if you need to get out of it at that point. So that'll be the trade that we'll have on for next week, Tyler, and we'll monitor that along with the EWJ, and like I said, the SPX looks like it's going to expire today, so we won't need to check that out anymore. March 11th today. All right. Anything else that we should look at? Here's that IWM. So we'll just need to make sure that we're just watching this short print. There's the alert. It's going to let us know if it's under 50%.
Yeah, that's great. I really liked what you said, when you're going over the backtester, how we're kind of, giving everyone a really good starting position, right? Like if you're coming in and you're new to options backtesting, it's a really, sort of, it can get really complicated. And instead of just sort of throwing everything at you and saying, here, set up this backtest on your own and put in all the parameters, sometimes you have no idea what they are or what you want them to be. So the backtest finder, all those millions of pre-canned backtests, give you a way to sort of start like a starting position, right? And something that you can get inspired by and find stuff that meets your investment objectives.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, Tyler. And then, paper trade it. You could send it to the paper trader. And now, it's a little early to show this, but of course I jump in front all the time. But, the trade journal is going to be able to track those trades and show you how that is performing. And, we also have, the ORATS University here. So, the ORATS University, we stress the research, what we feel are the 4 important pillars for successful trading. The research is the backtesting, and we've done all kinds of stuff for that research, including a lot of awesome data, how we do that smoothing. We saw that theoretical value, the backtesting, the pre-canned backtest, the customized backtest, and then the legacy backtester where we could really go in and customize it. Implementation is more like the scanner. Once you get a backtest, it's easy to get it to the scanner and get that trade all queued up. The risk management, in our positions, we show max loss, max gain, how it changed. And so you could see it, all the Greeks and all the deltas and stuff. So that's the risk management. And then the review is that journal. So you want to then be able to review your trades, see how you're doing, look at the journal, how is each back test that you're doing. And what you want to do is find your niche and be comfortable in a certain spot where you're trading more successfully. And that's something that the journal could really show you. And then it's circular because it just keeps going. You always want to keep improving your trading. You always want to keep touching on the four pillars of trading. And another thing the university kind of shows you is an explanation of the back testing. So you could go, look at back testing. Look at things like what is it? What are some pitfalls? What are some things to watch out for, like execution prices? Watch out for overfitting and how you could do that. Path dependency, and then there's just a ton of different articles that we've all condensed down and showed pictures and stuff on how to use this. We've embedded videos, and so we're talking about the entry criteria and explaining all those, to the technical indicators, the major technical indicators, how you're exiting, and then how you're measuring performance. What do these all mean? So you've highlighted the major ones. What does notional even mean? What versus margin? It's all explained in here. Sharp ratio versus Sortino, and it goes on and on. Profit metrics, how we rank certain things, and then kind of where we're going with that, and our mission for it, and then the custom backtester, and all that. So like I said, this is the university is a great place to go learn more about not only the four pillars of trading, but back testing, and then a lot of the scanning, risk review, and all that. So there really is a wealth of information. We're not just making tools and setting you free on them. We're making the tools and then really explaining the philosophy behind it, all the way down to the nitty gritty about how to implement it and how it works. So it's a really nice touch that we've done in our website and the university. Go through that and do some reading, make yourself smarter, invest in yourself, and that's how you become a better trader.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. That was really nice. Great overview. I just wanted to add that slippage and commission down there.
How it works. Right. So, not only is there all the information, but then, how the actual, the back tester works. What is the slippage? And, this is based on a lot of history and experience. How much slippage is there for a one leg strategy? So, we set it at 75%. But if you have two legs, you're not usually going to have to pay 75% of the spread, which is almost always wider than a one leg, and the three leg is almost always wider than a two leg, all the way down to only 53% of a four leg strategy. You might think, oh, it's pretty tight. It's not really. You're still giving the market makers a pretty fair amount, and this is all, like I said, based on histories of trading and how we have observed our fills within the market. We like to trade. We use the same tools that our clients use, so we're always testing it and upgrading and checking out our data. Commissions, we pretty conservative dollar per contract, and then we show how we calculate the daily returns, how we add those together and use those in our calculation. So yeah, good point, Tyler. There's a lot more information as you start digging deeper into the backtesting university class number 300.
All right. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good overview of the backtester and the custom one, and kind of how it all falls together in the ORATS system. Do you have anything else, Matt, for this week?
No, I think that's like you said, it's a good overview of that first pillar, is what we mainly focused on today, just the back testing. But we also brought in, then once you get the back testing, the second pillar is implementation. We showed you a scan in our trade analysis tool, and how we set up an alert for if we need to exit that one. That's more of a stop loss that we set up. And then we also showed you, a bit of risk in the positions and in the payoff picture for the particular strategy. And then we teased out some of the new journal that's coming in the next week. So it's pretty exciting what's going on here at ORATS. We're continuing to grow the platform and the explanations and the information that we're bringing out to all of you. So yeah, that's it for me, Tyler.
Yeah, that trade journal is going to be a really neat tool. We're working on some really cool tools to show you guys. Yeah. So we're excited. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment below, or you can email us at support@orats.com. We always reply pretty quickly. We have a web chat. We have like a chat window on our website as well that you can reach out to us on. Lots of ways to connect with us. So thank you, Tradier, again for hosting us, and we'll see you all again next week.
All opinions expressed by Tradier Hub contributors are solely the contributors' opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Tradier nor its affiliates and/or subsidiaries. You should not treat any opinion expressed by Hub contributors as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or to follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of their opinion. The contributors' opinions are based on their own personal research, but neither Tradier nor its affiliates and/or subsidiaries warrants its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. Any trades or positions discussed or referred to by contributors may or may not be actual live trades or positions. Such information is not intended to be financial or investment advice. Tradier Inc. is the parent company of Tradier Brokerage Inc. Tradier Brokerage Inc. and Tradier Inc. are separate entities with their own products and services. Securities products and services are offered through Tradier Brokerage Inc. Tradier Brokerage Inc. is an independent subsidiary of Tradier Inc., all rights reserved, member FINRA SIPC.